we have just a few reasons why you should pick up a copy of This Narrative in My Toilet, book number 3, I Chihuahua, today. Join all of the others and pick up a copy today.
If I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night. Check your toilet bowls because there might be an alien in your toilet.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on?
Hi, guys. How have you been?
I've been all over the place. I've been such a mess.
Long week, right?
Dude, I literally watched every other show. Every other show. I'm even almost caught up.
So you pulled the sea bass. Yep, I'm totally gonna use that. That's sticking. You pulled the sea bass. Great.
Listen, but how was that Cyberpunk though? How was that Cyberpunk?
To be fair, Cyberpunk was great. But look at the group chat. Literally, I promise you, I watched new anime episodes, the entire thing of Cyberpunk, She-Hulk, House of Dragon, Rings of Power. I watched everything this weekend. And I'm like, yo, why do I feel like I'm fucking missing something? I literally get the fucking 8:30 notification. Oh, Andor. Well, fuck me, I guess.
We're still talking about it, so spoilers. I don't care.
It's fine. It's honestly one of those things that's been on like the back of my radar. I wasn't like crazy excited to begin with because I wasn't crazy on like
I wasn't either. That's why I watched it today.
I would have watched it today. Like I literally usually I watch a lot of the shows like today so I can be fresh and have it like ready. And I was just like, oh yeah, I have my interview this morning.
I'm the only one who watched it early this week.
Dude, good
I
for
was
you.
already in there.
Yeah. You're not the only one because I definitely watched it. But
we know that you watch it early. You're
but whatever. You know what? I know my assignment and I completed it.
To be fair, I haven't done this in like
I could still complete the assignment.
I know. I'm just saying.
I
you guys,
live on.
First of all,
on the
Tone Law, I will never give you guys a hard time because I know you'll still be able to make it up. Seabass, however, will always get me screaming at him.
Also, Seabass, where you at with C? Where you at with C?
I'm on that first
still
5
blind.
minutes. Yeah, I'm still blind.
No, he don't know nothing.
Literally like
announcement
season 1, and I'm like, yo, I can burn through this right now. Seabass, where you at?
Announcements. That's where I'm at. I'm on announcements right
now. The Holy God flame has not blessed him.
Right. Oh, he don't even know what that means.
Oh man.
Dude, have you been watching the season though? Tone? Okay. All right.
Don't ruin it.
I'm wrapping up
in agreement. We gotta talk.
We're gonna cover it. We got announcements. We got a lot of great stuff tonight. We got some great guests tonight. But here's some announcements. Koncrete Kombat. I got a great announcement with Koncrete Kombat.
Yes, you do.
Because this has been my thing I've been working on the pandemic and all that. Because here is my little announcement that's going to happen right now. So with Koncrete Kombat, I want to thank my buddies over there at Wayward Raven. So, and you know what? The window's not up there. So Koncrete Kombat is going to be in an anthology called We Suck in Comics. You could go to waywardraven.com/We Suck. It's an anthology that's going to launch on the 19th of October on Kickstarter. You can also go to see Koncrete Kombat, the digital version, over there at Patreon. /Bonet Studios. So the whole first chapter is up there. So Koncrete Kombat will be one of the comics featured in that anthology series, We Suck at Comics. So that's where you're going to be able to get that first issue in print, is in that big anthology. And there's a bunch of great stories that are put in there, put together by the guys from Wayward Raven with a bunch of great creators who I got to meet and get to know through the Creative Aftercon Network. So this is a great way for you guys to, again, get to see a bunch of great comics coming out on October 19th, because Kickstarter has been one of the major homes for a lot of great creators. And we have two that have creators that are on tonight that have gotten some great success through Kickstarter. Now you can take me off a solo because we're going to go into law. Laws, make sure you're following Law and subscribing to his Twitch channel. You are on.
I'm muted.
You're muted with excitement.
I was too excited. I was way too excited. I was trying to give you your space. But I'm back. I'm here for spooky season. We did Inside this past Sunday, which was whew, if you guys never played Inside, it's definitely not what you expect horror. Like it's just like, oh, and it gets worse. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But we have Subnautica on the list, we have The Long Dark. We have Secret Neighbor and a bunch of other stuff on the menu for this Halloween spooky season. And I'm going to get the schedule back rolling again. It's been fun. It's been real. Shout out to Steady for hitting me with a major, like 20 plus person raid the other day as well. But it's been fun. Glad to be back.
That's a nice raid. Thank you,
Awesome.
Steady. Next on the list, the Medusa's Cascade podcast. Make sure you're tuning into the D&D podcast that keeps on with the chaos. It comes out every Saturday. This past Saturday, this guy who plays Galahad, I don't know who he is. He did a really beautiful intro. But yeah, also too,
not gonna lie, so like these intros you've been doing, like just get better and better. And I feel like shit every time I do mine because I'm like, it's not gonna be tones at all.
It's all right, man.
That's the most humblest brag that I've ever heard.
Humble brag, you ain't shit.
I love you so.
It's all right, man.
So we have one more announcement. So Seabass and I don't know if the other two will be there, but Seabass and I this Friday will be at what's the name of that pub, Seabass?
We're gonna be at Twins Pub for the Creator AfterCon on Friday. Half the nerds is gonna be there. Will the full team be there? Who knows? But we will be in there this Friday at New York City Comic Con.
TBD on my end.
TBD.
We're driving, so we can scoop you up.
Where is this?
That.
It's in Manhattan.
Twins Pub. It's like between 33rd and 34th.
¿A qué hora?
8 o'clock. I'll send you the digits. But the Medusa's Cascade, they have an announcement that there is an animation coming out next year as well, 2023. The preview is out there.
If you guys have not watched the can we play that animation on this?
We will close out with that today.
Did we play it last week?
We played it last week.
Oh my god.
Well, we got some great stuff to play this week today. Also, to catch our homies and Catch the Craze, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube every Wednesday night. Catch our homies there, Sam and George. You also
Sam and George are in the building.
I saw his preview in the beginning.
What's up?
And then finally,
got Pong in the building.
Welcome, guys.
Lou Cyphs, the creator of the Nerds of the Round theme song, has a new EP that is out, The Motive. Make sure you guys are going to check that out. He put this great tracks together and everything, calls it Rap for Grown Folk. Again, it is a dope soundtrack. It is a dope track. These are a bunch of dope tracks. Gave a listen to it. I was blasting in the car and repeat. So my wife was like, you know what? We need to play something else. And this was like 15 times and all that. So George, sorry, George. Next time, George.
No, he said because I said que hora is Spanish
for now. Yeah, I ain't making it.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen.
It went over Seabass' head. It's okay.
POCs do that all the time.
He already know.
Are you guys ready to get this show on the road?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready? Because I'm excited for today's guest too.
A whole lot happened in House of the Dragon.
Oh my
god! And in Andor. So
yes.
Yep. But here to talk with us with it. Returning to the stage, coming over from the Indie Comics Relay, creator of Sartana, creator of Surrounded by Death, makes a mean brew, and also is the creator of the comic called The Pond. He is a great friend of the show. Met him through the Creative AfterCon. He has always been there. Great to joke with. Randomly bumped into him in Vegas because that's a fun story. We randomly bumped into each other because it was just hilarious. I want to put my glass up. Welcome my brother all the way up from Boston. Give it up for the one, the only, Johnny C.
Hey,
what up, guys?
Cheers.
How's it going?
Chilling. Welcome back. It's been a while.
Thank you for having me back. I'm so glad to be here.
Dude, it's always a good time.
First and foremost, I just want to say how proud I am of Sam and George, but Sam with his campaign, like wild. Guys like wildfire. He's working so hard. He's hustling. Like, so proud of him and like everything he's doing to kind of make There's an Alien in My Toilet happen. You know what I mean?
Listen, Sam got me checking my toilets now, man. Wait, guys. I think we got a breaking story coming in. I don't know, and the guys,
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Channel 13 WDED. I'm Lewis Landon. As you know, we've been following this crisis as it develops. And now we'd like to go live to Ellie Brock on location, talking to you, the viewer, on what you think caused this horrific crisis. Ellie, good evening. And how are you?
Hello, Lewis. How are you? I'm here on location today. We're going to walk the streets and see what people have to say. Hello, thank you for joining me this afternoon.
You got it.
What do you think broke the death process?
The witches.
It's the cats!
You know, if I had to pick one thing, it'd be the aliens.
Aliens?
Yes, aliens.
Where did they come from?
Outer space.
Why do you think the death process is broken?
I can tell you. It's that damn sugar.
That's a good question. And a lot of you are going to say the government. I know, in fact, most of you are going to say the government.
I think it's the government.
No comment. Do you want to talk about what you think broke the death process? No. Sir. What? Sir, do you have a second? I'd like to ask you a question.
It has to be Anthony Fauci.
None of this is the reason death was broken.
I honestly think it's vaccines.
What's causing the undead and what's causing the human form to turn into the undead, and it's not just death. If you think about it, this makes sense.
No comment.
Wait, are you saying we can't die?
I think it's the food that we eat.
It's in our candy.
I'm not answering no questions.
Is it even real? Like, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I bet it's the cats. I know it's the cats.
Everything is genetically processed now.
So GMOs.
Remember the pygmies? I think they're back.
No fucking comment.
It's the nanotech technology.
A pale horse, and he who sat upon it was death.
Can you elaborate?
Look, man, I don't know. Back off.
Maybe this is all just a really bad trip.
Then you people, I think you guys are all at fault. The media, the government, Big Pharma, you guys know who did this, and I won't stand for it.
No comment.
It's in our coffee. We can't die?
Well, I mean, your body dies. So where can people go to find this information? Google.
That's what I think it is.
Like specifically yogurt?
Not the yogurt.
It's in our drinks.
Can you be more specific?
No.
Is there a cure? I don't think so.
Honestly, I think there's a colony of pygmies, and I think they are out casting voodoo spells.
That blueberries got me real concerned.
It's in the brisket.
Yes.
It's in the barbecue.
In the brisket. Look around you. How many deaths do you hear about?
A lot right now.
So of course it was the witches. They're the smartest people in the world.
Skinny G. He must have given me some bad stuff.
You just said I don't die.
Your body dies, but yeah, you stay in it while you decay.
It's sugar. Don't believe everything you hear.
It's absolutely organic.
Just the meat,
barbecue
and
brisket.
the water.
And the water.
And the vegetables.
Test the limits of life.
It's McDonald's. McDonald's broke death. And the reason I say that is if you think about it, their food don't actually burn. Their food was designed to be consumed by the dead. But see, if you take it, then you die. So it's the consumption of eating the food that only is made for that do not die. You get what I'm saying? It's McDonald's. Trust what I'm telling you.
It's just a bad trip.
Crazy, it's crazy stuff.
I'm gonna go rob a bank.
Yeah, bullshit.
Oh my God.
I don't know why the dead don't fucking die. Look at me. Look at me. Put the phone.
And there you have it. We've spent all day asking people what they think. There's some truly wild accusations out there, and let me say, we really have no idea.
Go to commercial. Is she okay?
Somebody call 911.
Promoting the path of the Pale Rider with that awesome piece right there. Give it up for the returning Laurie Calcaterra.
That is one hell of a
Wow.
promo. Jesus Christ.
That's great,
Yeah.
Laurie. That was
Laurie.
great.
My favorite guy was the sugar guy.
Sugar
My
guy?
money's on cats.
Why does she hate cats
Yo,
so
the cat
much?
lady, how you roll it?
Oh my god. So that's my neighbor who I love. And she honestly hates cats. And I had like 90% of it already edited and put into place. But she actually was in the last short film. And I was like, do you want to, you can't miss it. You have to be in this one too. You're in the last one. We should, you want to be in every one, right? And she was like, absolutely. But I don't know what to say. And I was like, it's the cats. And she's like, I got you. She's like, it's the cats. She's like, oh my God. That's a fan favorite. Every time someone watches that, they're like, it's the cats. It's the cats.
Oh,
You caught me with the Final Destination ending.
Yo,
I was like, Laurie, how are you
Yeah.
walking after that?
That was so good,
I was
Laurie.
looking at everyone's face in the background, and we're all just like,
In case you guys don't know, Laurie, tell them what they just watched.
Okay, people. So I am a writer creator. I write Path of the Pale Rider, which is a Western apocalypse indie comic. And part of the thing that we do with every issue that comes out, we release a short film and we write riddles for you to solve. We have this whole extra experience that you get to participate in. So those people that you saw in the video are actually Path of the Pale Rider fans that got to participate in making the short film, which is, I think, is awesome. And they all had a great time. Like, they all just chuckle now. Like, they keep watching it on repeat. Like, I have to see this one again. So they're fun. So last time we did a commercial for the undead retirement community. We filmed a riot scene. So people were screaming and had arm badges and stuff, and things were on fire. We did a couple stunts that time. And then, of course, I used to choreograph fight scenes. So that's a party, right? Where things are on fire and there's riots. Yeah, that's a party. So anyway, so it's we had to do some kind of stunt in this one too. So we did a lot of talking, and I was like, I'll just have someone run me over with a car. That'll be a great ending. We'll go out with a bang, right? So
oh my God.
You gotta come back.
funny.
You gotta stand back up next time. And
you
didn't die.
Shamble back through, my arm falls off or something.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm fine. It's just a flesh wound.
Right? Well, that was
Put
the
a
whole
fle-
point with
put
the
a
dude
flesh
with the
wound.
thing stuck in his back, right? Because he's giving an interview and you don't realize he's already dead.
That was cool. That was again. This trailer has a lot of beautiful moments. It's a great way to again advertise the fact that Path of the Pale Rider issue 2's Kickstarter's out now. The link is in the description, guys. Get that
Such an
support.
immersive world.
Oh, and the fact that you're making it very interactive with fans, again, having people participate with the trailers and all that. It's a dope, very way of getting that involvement. And again, it's just an overall fun trailer. I mean, woo, that car.
I was cracking up. We have other trailers where it's the cool thing where it shows the comic and has the music. And Pops, what's up? Pops was in the video. Did you see him?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, as well. So Pops. That was just, it was just awesome. I mean, you sent it to me, got to watch it. I was like, oh, I gotta surprise the guys with this one. This is funny.
Indeed, you did.
It was a nice little story. But yeah, guys, please go in the description. And just to give you a heads up, this is the Path of the Pale Rider right here. Please show them what they can get with their Kickstarter rewards this time, Laurie.
Yeah. So issue number 2. We have also, we always have variant covers. This is the A cover, which, by the way, we do have a metal cover option for this cover, which is so cool. It's the first time being able to print a metal cover. I'm really excited about that. Actually, there's a few people that have backed that one. So we have all these beautiful variants. This is David Rodriguez, who came back. Of course, Path of the Pale Rider, we got Jude in prison, undead with this red disc. It's not a good look for Jude. If you look at his fingers, the Dead West is there. That's actually the first title I was working under, so that's kind of like an homage to where we started. This, I love this cover. Everett Watkins, he's a writer creator of a young adult series called Boog the Outcast, which is like little elfin figures, and they're in the woods, and he like hunts bugs and stuff like that. So he came out to do this one, and I gave him my idea, and he was like, I can do that. But as he was drawing it, he was like, I'm grossing myself out. So he was actually, getting queasy drawing this, which made me laugh. But this is our like Charlie Brown Christmas tree decorated in zombie parts. So it's our Christmas cover. We're going to be fulfilling in December. So if you have a friend or relative that is a horror fan, and this would make a great Christmas gift, because it just checks off all those boxes. Jude is actually going into a town called Santa Claus, so it's Welcome to Santa Claus. So it's just kind of a great image where it's like welcome, but it's like I've never seen a less welcoming image in my life. All sorts of stuff. Are we done?
Wait, show it up.
Oh, wait. I wanted to show people. So our last issue was black and white, but I want to show people the color that Marco can do.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, those are some
He
beautiful
does beautiful
colors.
work. So we want to push for that color stretch goal, that first color stretch goal, so we can skip the black and white phase and go right into the color. I need your guys' help to get there. We were just shy of that color goal last time, just shy. So if we could get there this time, we can just, like I said, skip that. We have a second color stretch goal where we will go back and color the first issue and re-release that one in color too.
Awesome.
There's really cool stuff in there. We got riddles. We got sarcasm. We're introducing sign language, but it's 100% swear words. Don't want to show that. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. This is the cover to the Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah. So I wrote,
Have
I say we, but I mean me, wrote a Choose Your Own Adventure based off of this world, which good luck.
Nice. That's awesome.
We did the beta test and like everybody died.
No surprises there.
Right? It's a fun time though. You get to run bounties in the West, and you get to like make some decisions and kind of walk around in the wasteland and see how long you can survive. It's a good time. But this is Marco DeFillo's cover. He's actually finished this cover, but I'm not sharing it yet.
so it's Oregon Trail, but with zombies.
Awesome.
Yes. You have died of dysentery. You have died being eaten by undead bears or by a flock of locusts.
Wow. That would suck.
Oh, this one's in progress. This is David Rodriguez's work, and he's finished this. It's actually worse.
Oh, man.
And of course, here's our Funko.
Oh,
Like
cool.
Laurie, you just
What?
gotta give us nice things sometimes,
I
and let us
am
keep
nice
the
things.
nice things.
Oh, you mean in my story?
Like just
Guys,
give us some sliver of like
mean, I
niceness
did.
and hope.
I did in the first book. There was people that survived. Like
you feel
that
very,
first kid.
you feel very like a
Wait.
worse version of Westeros.
Wait.
Like I don't want to live there.
Look. This kid survives. Look, he runs off into the distance, so he's
Oh,
alive.
please.
For right
Oh,
now.
please.
I mean, that would take
Later.
a second.
This
For you to
lady
kill
and her daughter are alive. I did not kill them.
Yet.
That we
Yeah.
know of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the key word.
Yo, listen, Laurie, we love you. We just don't trust you.
Right.
And for good reason. For good reason.
Guys, this is again seal of approval. You definitely gotta support this Kickstarter. Help Laurie get those stretch goals. The
Absolutely.
description and the link is in the description. We're gonna keep running it there for the next few weeks, so that this way you guys can get access to Path of the Pale Rider, get issue 2, get it added to your zombie collection. Spooky season, one of the great
Yeah.
comics you want to have in there. Also, too, if you want to learn more about Laurie, we had Laurie on past episodes. We did a creator. She got to again learn more about Laurie. She's also a friend of the show. She's been on here multiple times. And again, Path of the Pale Rider is one of those stories we want to add in there. So again, Laurie, we want to thank you for sharing that great commercial with us too, letting us play it
I
today.
thought the funniest part
Great.
was when people were logging on and had no idea what they were watching.
Oh,
I
that
was
Yeah.
was
like,
great.
what is
That was-
this?
Yeah.
You logged
I thank George for pointing out the transition. I was like, because it's just set up so
It's
beautifully.
probably the only one that Seabass will ever do good.
Yo, that was the best.
Yeah,
transition,
that was
and
his
I
best
feel like
one.
We're never gonna get a good transition from him again.
That was-
Worth it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're ever gonna get it again.
Yeah,
It happens. It's a hit or miss. I'm like the Mike Piazza of transitions.
More
Hey, they hit you-
Wow, we do not speak poorly about Mike Piazza in this house, sir.
Listen, it's more
I
miss
will
than
fight
hit,
you.
and you're nowhere near Mike Piazza.
Not in this house, sir. You put respect on that name.
He's still a Met. No one cares. Anyway.
Being problematic again.
Oh, where'd she go?
Oh, being problematic.
Don't
What was
be
that about?
disrespectful. Wow.
Wow. How'd that happen?
Why would you?
Crazy.
Oh, you guys.
So-
Laura, you see how they treat me?
So
Let me drive over there. I'll beat them up for you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
listen,
you.
make sure it's not the truck. Just leave the truck out.
Wait,
So
I was like, I don't need that. I bring weapons wherever I go. Just
of course,
keep
it'll
them
come
right
on the
here.
red horse.
Shank.
New York has a baseball team.
Pong, wow.
You're in
It's
Vegas,
already
Now-
off
sir.
the rails.
You also,
I feel like I
sure
should
he doesn't
interject.
care.
I feel like I should interject to bring some peace to say that we should back the Pale Rider for the colors, the color stretch goals alone. Like that
Yes.
coloring is amazing.
Thank you, Johnny, for being the voice of reason and
Thank
roping
you,
us all
Thank you
back
for
in.
getting us
It
back
looks
on
so
track.
good.
Like I
Yeah,
appreciate that. It's so cool to see it in black and white. Like this bear behind me. He does such great black and white work, but like when he colors stuff, it just comes alive.
Next
It just
level.
does.
Yeah.
So it's like
So-
we were like $800 away from that stretch goal last time. So it's like, oh, we're so close. But it was more important to like get the story out there and let people read it and experience the world. You know what I mean? So if we got to do that again because we don't hit it, we'll do another black and white one. But I know everybody wants that color. I know.
Yeah, that color looks nice.
Listen,
Yeah.
I
Everybody
wanna-
should
Yeah, it looks good.
pony
It's
up
on.
so we can get
Laurie, it's
that.
on Kickstarter now.
It's right there. If you click the link, it'll take you right to the Kickstarter. I have some other really cool stretch goals. So if we get to 10,000, I have another artist that's going to do a one shot. So when you read the Choose Your Own Adventure, there's a character in there called the Skinner. Yes.
Okay.
He's just about
Oh.
everything you can imagine that goes along with that name. Because you know
Yeah,
me, guys,
that's
I don't
cool.
name people arbitrarily. Their name is very important to who they are.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
So
already
this guy's called the
scary.
Skinner.
The
Johnny,
guy's gonna make some boots out of somebody.
Oh, God.
You might be
No,
right.
but then if the
Put a bunch
person
of
is still
horror writers
alive,
in the
I have
same
a
room
question
together.
now.
This is what
That
happens.
just brought up a weird question. So if someone's alive, still conscious, and then if you take a piece of their skin, do they still feel it?
Uh-huh.
They still feel it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Holy crap.
Why?
Johnny, I like your zombie world because your zombie world has coffee and I don't feel pain after I die.
Right.
So I'm scared
There's
of
actual
worries.
death.
I'm scared of worries.
Like, there's
It's about
actual death and there's coffee, so everyone wins.
well, it's just when everything around you is such shit, you want to make sure that you have at least a few pleasantries in life to help carry you through, right?
And coffee is
And
one of
you know, I always believe that our vices keep us even, right? And
Yes.
you know, what a better vice than coffee? You know?
What if
Awesome.
coffee became the cure to the zombie apocalypse in your world and no one realizes it?
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
That is
It would
amazing.
actually come down to the coffee drinkers and the non-coffee drinkers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, here's the question: is it caffeine or decaf that gets you there?
Oh, it's got to be the caffeine.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's like non-alcoholic beer. Like,
You don't support
I was
that
just
here.
thinking. I was just thinking that would alienate all of England that drinks tea.
They're all
done.
says Skinner.
So yes, guys, if you're
But
joining
yeah,
us,
we're gonna
make
have
sure.
a one shot of the Skinner, and it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be like these guys sitting around a campfire telling all these urban stories about that they've heard about the Skinner, and each one's like more crazy than the next. And then the Skinner might make an appearance. I don't know.
Oh man,
nice.
But that's gonna be a lot of fun. And VMAC, just so you know, when you play the Choose Your Own Adventure, there is a path that will come undead, and I do describe what you feel.
Oh, no.
So you'll get to play as an undead character if you choose that path. So there's
Ruthless.
really cool stuff in there, you guys. And I
feel
did
like
I
it's
did
gonna
take
be
pity on you.
Overly
What?
detailed too.
Sometimes, well, not in a choose your own adventure, because each page is kind of like describes what
Yeah.
you're doing, and then you have to have a choice. And then there is some art in there. Not every page has art, but there is art. So it's like I don't have a ton of room. But you will.
There's a lot
see
of
some
real
the-
estate on a choose your own adventure story.
I mean,
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun, but it's like you'll see some of those
Thank
characters
you, George.
in the main story as well. So there's some crossover between the stories. So that's fun. You might see yourself in the story. You never know. And then at 12,000, we're gonna end campaign the day before Halloween, right? So if we get to 12,000, I'm gonna put on a red dress and I'm gonna smash some not watermelons. I changed it to pumpkins. So I'm also an avid martial artist, Johnny. So I'll let people vote on which machete I use, or I have a sledgehammer.
Oh, cool.
So if we
Nice.
get there, then I'm just gonna decimate some pumpkins on Halloween and let you all enjoy that.
I say both.
I could do both. I could get more than one pumpkin. I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
if we get to 15,000, my buddy Rich, who's in the UK, he is also gonna put on a red dress and decimate some pumpkins.
There you go. There you go.
Eat your heart out, Gallagher. Here comes the
Exactly. But at least you can't sit in the front row and like get all this stuff. So, but we got lots of cool stuff. We're gonna give away some merch. T-shirts are gonna be freaking hilarious. I'm gonna have a not suitable for work T-shirt and a suitable for work T-shirt.
Nice.
I know
Yeah.
my buddy whose son is in high school. He's like, he wants a T-shirt, and I was like, ooh, well, I guess I gotta have one that's not with swear words on it. Check.
Let's just have it like beep, 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 beep. That's it.
I mean, it's going to be in sign language, so it's not going to be apparent. But if anybody knows American Sign Language, it's a big swear word.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
That works.
I love it.
I don't want him getting kicked out of school and then having that phone call like, bye.
Tell him, give him like an NSFW one and just hold it for like graduation. He's like, now you can wear that to college. Have fun. Exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna make sure my mom wears the one with the curse word on it because that's gonna be fucking hilarious. And take a picture, like,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
That's
Sorry,
marketing
Mom.
101 right there. Get the parents to wear it.
They're called sentence enhancers.
Ah,
So guys, please go and back this Kickstarter. Laurie has been on the promotional tour. She was successful with Kickstarter #1. We want to get the Kickstarter stretch goals for Kickstarter #2. Path of the Pale Rider. You definitely want to go in the description, fund this book, add it to your collection, get it in your collection. I'm going to say it again, get it in your collection. And get it enough in your collection where you're gifting it to other people because Christmas is coming up. We got stocking stuffers. There you go.
Yeah, there's that
I know. I'm
cover.
on it right now, looking at which package I want to get. I'm ready.
I had that choose your own adventure as a limited edition reward. I got picked up by a publisher recently, Charter Comics, who is in Fort Worth, and they can help me actually print with no minimums. So I actually took the limit off of the choose your own adventure. So you can back that level, or you can put it as an add-on.
Nice.
So if you want that choose your own adventure, but you also want the metal cover, you can do that. So, and if there's something specific that you're looking for and you don't see it on my campaign, send me a message. I'll be happy to make it happen. Someone last campaign asked if I would sign one of the variants and send it to him, and I said absolutely.
That's awesome.
So Laurie, I want you to jump on the zombie horse for us now.
Yes.
And take us down into the valley of, well, we're going to say it. It's incest. It's a bunch of stuff.
Game of
We're
Thrones.
looking at Game of Thrones. It's
spicy over there.
Give us your best pitch to walk into Westeros right now.
Oh,
in Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, off of the Pale Rider. Come on, let's go.
Oh, people, Game of Thrones so far has been a ride. If you want to see the most dysfunctional family that has ever existed, this is the show for you.
When Daemon was not the cause of the dysfunction, and you actually look at him like, good for you. That's wild.
He was leaning into it.
Relatable.
He was leaning into it. I
I've
loved
been
it.
Daemon.
And I love this
Daemon.
chuckle at the Valerian funeral rites.
Yep.
I gotta say, now there's a whole bunch of kids that nobody wants. Like, that's a problem.
Oh my God, all of it.
Bastards everywhere.
Problematic.
We're gonna have some child. It's gonna be bad. There's gonna be lots of child murder. I foresee in the future.
Laurie, do you know the story?
No,
or
remember, I haven't read the book, but I
Okay,
wanted to talk to you since the last time, because remember, I was like, Rhaenyra is going to marry Damien. I see that happening. And you're all like, why do you say that? And I was just like, well, some of the context clues we're getting when he gave her that necklace, the way that she can talk to him and he listens to her. When he went to the brothel that first time and he couldn't keep it up. And she was like, I'll bring you someone with silver hair. You know what I mean? So I thought when he married Yelena, I was like, okay, well, that solves the silver hair problem. But then I saw their interaction. I'm like, it's still not there. It's still not, Rhaenyra. And then this past episode, I was like, oh no.
So I was just going to say, one of the things that clued me into Daemon and Rhaenyra, even though I didn't want that to happen and go that way, was that the only time Daemon was a civil human being is when he's around Rhaenyra.
And his dad,
kind of made him the best that he was, so you could see how he gravitates toward that. He didn't even treat his own, the mother of his kids with as much respect. You know what I mean? So it was like, that was one of the key indicators for me that was like, okay, I think this is the direction that they're going in, even though I'm still icked out by it.
I know, but I mean, honestly,
why are we surprised or icked out? They're Targaryens.
That's
they do.
Listen, they were gone for 10 years and then they see each other and they had the illest fuck me eyes at each other. So
and then it's like, kids, time to go to bed. Good night. Good night. Good night. It's 4:30. I don't care. Like,
I honestly gotta say,
they didn't even let the sand get in between that shit. So,
But she still openly calls him uncle, which kind of, I guess, maybe that makes it a little
uncle.
Listen, what's worse though? Openly calling them uncle or openly calling them brother?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, I was gonna say, I was like, do we not remember what happened in the regular Game of Thrones with the Lannisters?
Yeah, we got it.
I mean, we should be used to it by now. It's just so
happening.
gross.
It's happening with Allison's kids.
Yo, I can't.
Yeah, Allison's kids, they're gonna get married.
Bronco.
Aegon and Helena.
Helena, yeah.
Her first two kids, they're also going to marry them off.
Oh man,
there's a lot of just
to each other.
This family is
like
messy.
Like Aemon wasn't making a joke.
Yeah, they
like
agreed to keep their line.
They are literally getting married.
Yeah, that wasn't the goal is to keep their bloodline pure, and if it's not for business, like position purposes, they're not really going to step outside of their own bloodline.
Can you say that I would love to see Steve Harvey host a Family Feud episode with the Targaryens?
Does anybody think Aegon
I would actually pay for that. I would pay to watch
just
that.
like a fuckboy at this point? Aegon?
Aegon?
I mean, just like
Oh yeah, he's still he will always be too.
Yeah,
very punchable face.
Almost
very
every
punchable.
Aegon. I think every Aegon after Aegon the First is a fuckboy. Period.
No,
They're
that's not true.
Tone.
Oh, you're right. Okay, never mind. I just thought of another Aegon.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's
Let's keep it moving.
yeah,
Let's keep it moving.
Okay. Yeah,
you want to tell us about Aegon? Oh man,
no, I can't.
There's
a lot of them.
I can't talk about Aegon the Second, Aegon the Third without ruining the Dance of Dragons. Aegon the
Don't
Fourth
do it.
Aegon the Fourth, yes, is a fuckboy because he's Aegon the Unlikely who caused the Blackfire Rebellions. However, Aegon the Fifth, Aegon the Unworthy, Unlikely is Egg from the Egg and Dunk Tales, who becomes a good king and all this and lets his kids marry for love, and it causes a whole bunch of shit. Then he kills himself in the tragedy of Summerhall. It is what it is. And then we have the other Aegon the Sixth, who is Jon Snow canonically at this point until A Dream of Spring or Winds of Winter comes out and changes his name.
Right. And changes the entire story because everybody hates it.
Welcome to Tone's TED Talk.
Let's talk about so I mean, I'm bad with the Game of Thrones names. Everybody knows that. That's no secret. But this kid, what's his face? He got the dragon.
Aemond.
Oh, eye patch?
Yeah.
He's gonna be
Aemon is gonna be
substitute some names that I don't know.
Aemond One Eye is who he's gonna be.
He's
One
a
Eye?
villain. I smell it. He's
I
a
was just calling him
villain.
Draco Malfoy.
Fair. That works too.
He had the cloak and the blonde hair, and he's about that age. I was like, Draco Malfoy?
Oddly enough, I like him more than his brother, but I hate them both.
They both seem like
I hate them for different reasons.
There's really nothing to hate about Aegon II. Like, he's really just, he doesn't want to be king. He doesn't want it. He's being forced into this by his mom. But the Aemond and Jacaerys, that whole that kerfuffle that led to the loss of an eye, it does not end with the loss of an eye.
Of course not.
No, that's just the beginning.
And I'm hoping we see the outcome of that on episode 10.
This feels like a POC Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I promise you that. I promise you that. Damon was the uncle who would just sit there with the cigarette hanging from the bottom of his lip and just watch it with his
He's like, I told you they weren't no good.
Yo, for real. All the shit that he was talking earlier, and now it's come to light, and everyone was like, "Damn, Damon was really right. I told y'all, y'all won't believe me." Oh my god!
Riddle me this: how come the series and Allison's kid all have white hair? He has white hair. She does not. But how come not one of Rhaenyra's kids has white hair?
Because they're not.
They
don't belong to.
Allison is not.
Right, but the male is the seed, and that's where
the
it's
male is
supposed
the one
to
that
derive.
passes on the white
Right.
hair.
Yeah. So they say, and it's a male thing. This is stupid. They could have squeezed in one, but whatever.
I think
one
that's
could've
what they're
taken
going
that
to do.
Well, now
there's no way
because she's married to someone else,
right?
For a plot device, and then this one comes out with blonde hair, and it's like, oh,
yeah, no. Harwin strong, seed was strong.
Yeah.
Period. And
Yeah.
they didn't take after their mother.
Also,
for story reasons, we needed
asshole that he is.
We needed them to look like bastards for story reasons.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
That's like.
I was like, because real genetics, something should have happened.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, it falls in line too with the whole thing. Well, no, it doesn't.
In the books, because Rhaenyra,
never mind.
Rhaenys, excuse me, in the books, she's raven hair, purple eyes. She's half. She has forgot Baratheon. I think she has Baratheon in her. Rhaenyra is not white haired in the actual books. Rhaenys, the one who's married to Corlys.
Yeah.
Okay.
The aunt. They in the show they made her white haired,
or the queen that never was.
Yeah, she was supposed to have raven dark hair after her father, who's a Baratheon, and then the purple eyes of Targaryen like her mother.
Gotcha.
And she was the first grandchild of Jaehaerys, correct?
Yeah. Oh, it's swapped. Her mother's Baratheon. Her mother's Jocelyn Baratheon.
Yeah, sorry, I said it backwards. So she has raven hair like her mom, but the purple eyes of her father, Targaryen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So in the show they don't do it though. For show purposes, they kept her with the white hair.
Like they gave it both things too. So like you could have it could have been Rhaenys could have just been older and she's gray and they don't really talk about it. And they're like, well, what if they have brown hair? It comes from Baratheon side. But then they're like, well, yeah, but the Valerians are black. So like they really gave you the visual of no, these kids are not mixed.
Yeah. Right.
So I actually was like thinking about that. I was like, they did it two ways. They did it with the hair and with the skin color.
And with the race.
I feel like looking at a family tree from Game of Thrones is like a roadmap to spoilers on this show.
It is.
With the time jumps and the time jumps that are coming, it's like they're releasing these photos in advance that are giving you like these clear indicators of like, okay, this might be where they're going,
We're getting our last time jump. So the time
one
jump
more
that's
time
happening in episode 8 is going to be the current time frame up until this shit ends.
Oh, okay. So then they're going to stay static to that point.
Yeah, this season is more of setting up what's to come and don't get attached to anyone at all kind of thing. They're just like pretty much like, let's show you some backstory, but the show hasn't really started yet.
Yeah, I mean, that was the tough part too about the first time jump, and I was really connected to young Rhaenyra, and I was really invested in her storyline. And then I almost felt like when there was a time jump and there was a new actress that came in, it almost disconnected me, you know?
Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
just to
because
that
I knew it was
character,
coming.
Just to that character, I mean, you know?
Yeah.
I expected it. I knew it was coming. So I mean, it's not something I was too surprised. You know,
Right.
It didn't phase me.
Yeah. I think it was had to do with that Millie Alcock just did a fantastic job of playing Rhaenyra.
Young Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And so people really just got attached to her because she killed it in that first episode. She came in swinging, and then you just kind of fall in love with her portrayal of her. And I think
Both her and Allison, I think, were very good. These young girls were very good.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
But I still get Emma D'Arcy, like I still feel like you steal the connection between the two of them. Even like how episode 6 opened up, and it was kind of like it was essentially like a cold pilot, or you know,
it felt like a new character from what was what came prior, right? So
yeah,
like I feel like I was meeting a whole new person all over again, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this last episode too, because when we saw Rhaenyra giving birth and like, what's her husband's name? The cousin.
Lenore.
Okay. When Lenore came in and he was like, and it's obviously not his kid, and she's had a bunch of kids with this other guy. We're kind of like, damn, Rhaenyra, like, why'd you do that? And then we find out more in this episode where it was like, he was the one that was not reciprocating, you know,
Right.
where he was the one, because at
He
first
played
we were
his
like,
role.
what is her problem? But more now it's like, okay, he was not there. He gave up. He did not try to even maintain appearances. Like, he helped cause that problem. So it became more.
Also, can we talk about the fact that he's still alive? Like,
Yeah,
That was wild.
That's something
I
that
was
they
like-
put in for the show. It's so if they decide to bring him back, I don't think we'll see him again. But it's not.
Okay.
It's hinted at. It's different scenarios in the book, but it's not something that's the way they did it in the show. It is different, but because they didn't have an exact what happened, they were able to be creative with it, and it worked.
I think it worked. It worked. It was probably one of the happier endings that you ever got for a character in Game of Thrones.
Right,
He got
like
an
that.
out.
Is that the kind of ending you want from me, Law?
Right.
Let's keep our characters.
I mean, like, it was still messy though. Like,
It was. I mean, like,
it was a
okay,
poor
so who was
mom.
the
His
dude they
poor
put in
mom,
the
I
fire?
The
Great
guy that
subversion
Damon
of
kills in the
expectations, though.
stairs. So
Yeah,
Damon,
the
was walking
random
down the
dude
stairs.
who
The
was
ran-
just
yeah.
going about his day and
Damon
got
just goes
murdered.
and
Oh,
kills
that
no,
guy.
no
who
one
was
cares
like,
about the
hey.
NPC.
Yeah, that okay.
The
That makes
NPC.
sense.
Was he wearing a red shirt or a red tunic?
I don't know.
I
have to look back. Probably.
But yeah,
That would be
no, I
funny.
mean let's I mean what else do we want to add with this episode? Because there's a lot going on with that funeral. There were a lot of things. It's just Allison went crazy pulling out the sword in front of everybody, the dagger.
Put the fuel in the
I would've hung
fire.
her.
Put the battery in her back. Her fucking father. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Otto?
I mean, we
Dude.
weren't sure if he was really plotting until
No,
he
he's
came back,
definitely
and now it's very obvious that he's been plotting the entire time.
Mhm.
And it like it's not even subtle anymore. He's like,
No.
bet. All systems go. Yo, like what?
Right.
Otto
Yeah.
was very problematic. And I feel like Allison's just gonna get worse.
She's gonna be
Well, she-
another like
The fact that she
Cersei
would-
Lannister. That's what it kind of reminded me of, where it's like, you hurt my child, I'm gonna hurt your child. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can see that. I can
That's
see
was
that.
because that's what happened
episode
to
An eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely eye for eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what
Literally.
happened with Sansa and her wolf,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So she
Mhm.
took.
Killed her
She
wolf.
took. Yeah, she couldn't get Nymeria, so she takes Lady.
Yeah.
Mm.
So she was like, someone's gonna pay.
It's
Bitch.
I don't know. It
I hated Cersei.
oh and
You're not supposed to like her.
I
that's the
know
whole
she was so good, but I hated
Right.
her.
Yeah.
Like Joffrey, like how many people
Oh,
just
I hated
hated
him.
Joffrey? And
Yo,
we're like
he
so happy
retired
when
from
that
acting
little
for a
kid
while. Like he's just
choked
like,
on
yo,
his
I'm
vomit.
done. Because
I
he
mean-
got like so much hate from the character.
You're
that,
done.
like,
To play a
people
universally
couldn't
hated
remove him
character
from
like
that character.
right?
But they did
Yeah,
it so
he
well, where
played
it's
it
just
really
like, oh my god, you know, where it's almost like the fans would go to cons and treat them poorly because of how well they portrayed their character, and you realize
Yep.
like That's messed up, people.
Yeah.
You can't treat them that way. That's
in real life. That's
acting.
psycho.
That's
been like
saying
what we're all thinking.
Sir Kristen, I was just thinking it.
Sir
Johnny,
Kristen.
I want to get your thoughts about Sir Kristen because we all gave our thoughts last week. I want to get Johnny and Laurie's thought about Sir Kristen. Johnny, you go first.
Man, love making you do stupid things. Like I don't know. I feel like the guy hasn't like you know what he kind of reminds me of. He kind of reminds me of Jaime from Game of Thrones, Jaime Lannister. It's like you kind of like him, but like he's also kind of not like okay in some ways. You know what I mean? Like the things he's doing. So he's very hard to root for, you know. But I'm a little bit compassionate to him in his storyline, just because he was slighted. He was called the side piece. You know what I mean? Like, like he fell in love with princesses, and then princesses went away. Like, you know what I mean?
That's his own damn fault for catching.
Right? He's stupid. Like you know what it is, bro.
You gotta keep that
Rule
shit
number
simple.
one: don't catch feelings.
I will say this. Unlike Jaime, because Jaime really turns a heel after his scene with Brienne. Sir Kristen Cole just sucks.
Yeah,
he's a legendary.
Not get better.
He doesn't get better.
It doesn't get better.
I would say episode 9. He's gonna have a really fun scene. I'm assuming it's gonna be episode 9. He's gonna have a good scene. But yeah, he's dumb. He's down this path.
Yeah,
there's no good people.
I'm surprised that when Allison was like, "Yo, like you're my guy, like do what I say," he didn't go, "All right, fuck it,"
because
he's not Lord Commander yet.
Yeah, he's outnumbered.
Harold Westerling was gonna be like, "Bro, you serious right now?
Play yourself right now. I will cut you down." Like his face was like, "Don't play yourself," and he's not in that position. He knows he can't really do. He's limited. That's not gonna stay that way.
Apparently not.
I think that Sir Kristen and Alicent have this really unhealthy relationship, and that's what fuels him. I think she's using him, and that she fuels that hatred by telling him, you know, about the relationships and stuff to keep him angry. She's his tool. She's his like truth in the back pocket.
Feelings that grow between them.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she's the one that stopped him from killing himself, right? So she's the ace up the sleeve. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if things come down to it, she's gonna just, you know, he's another reason. Like, he'll take the stand and just basically tell everybody his situation with Rhaenyra and how it's been going on since she was a kid, and then just you know, take away her claim for just about everything. So I think that's why he's there. She keeps him around is so that way when it does come to blows, she's going to be one of the tools. He's going to be one of the tools that she uses to try and persuade people. But she's losing that ground after what she just did. You know what
I hate the most about Allison's character is the fact that she just thinks her self-righteousness is just so right. And she's like really like you're not the bitch. Like I just really dislike her character so much. I it's just I can't even say it enough. Allison isn't innocent, and I hate her.
Well, she's been so manipulated. You know what I mean? Like I don't think she's right in the head anymore.
She's manipulative.
That too.
She is.
She's a high tower.
She is her father's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But I also think like to some degree, like her and Cole, like granted, those would be like major things in life that were like, oh my gosh, I stood for something and you guys are all just letting this girl do whatever she wants. Cole is over here like, oh, I'm the side piece now. So they have grudges.
Yes.
But to the extent that they're fucking holding on to that shit,
it doesn't make no sense.
Holy shit, it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I approach it from a sympathetic perspective, given that she's the queen and she's kind of somewhat in servitude of the king, but like yes, she's coming apart at the seams here, you know.
I don't think it's that serious. It really isn't that serious, bro. Like,
well, that's what I do. Where it's
in
like
the scheme of things,
it doesn't matter who Rhaenyra has kids with; they're still Targaryens. You know what I mean? there's still her line. Doesn't matter who the father is. If she's the heir, those are the heirs because she's the heir.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, what does it matter? What does it matter? You know?
She's a female.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got to talk about the other person in the room, the one with the cane who killed Daddy and his brother. What's his face?
Lord Clubfoot.
yeah.
Laris.
Whoa.
Laris
Like
Clubfoot.
Littlefinger, man.
That's his nickname.
Yeah.
Laris Clubfoot.
Okay.
What is it?
Laris Clubfoot
Laris
is
Clubfoot.
his
I called him Larry Hopalong.
Larry's strong. He killed his father and brother, but they call him Laris Clubfoot. He's like Littlefinger.
It's Littlefinger if
And
Littlefinger was able to
and Varys,
actually do what he needed to do.
It's Littlefinger and Varys.
Yeah, in one.
Yeah.
He's a times 10 though.
I mean, Littlefinger was able to do what he had to do. It just got caught up on him.
I don't think
Littlefinger got fingered. That's what happened.
Bran happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, essentially.
But Littlefinger was very good at manipulation. I don't think. Well, never mind. I take it back.
He had people do the
Laris,
dirty work for him.
Laris is playing Alicent like a fucking fiddle.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
100%,
And I mean,
I agree with that.
the fact that he's like, I'm sure you'll reward me for this later. Like, I'm scared.
Yeah, he is a little confident in like you'll reward me later, like, and you know, she doesn't seem to be triggered or alarmed by it. And I don't know if that's just
because of what happened the last episode. Why would she not feel some sense of like, oh shit?
Right.
Absolutely, she should.
I
She
feel
was like, I don't know about this. He's like, I killed them for you. Like, that's not.
That's
totally
I didn't ask for that. Yes, you did in
Nope.
so many ways.
Right.
so
like-
many ways.
I think that's why Alicent in this episode was like so complicit with like, oh, you're gonna reward me, and she just stood there because she's like, I have to keep him. It's one of those things. I have to keep him close. Otherwise, if I just fucking let him out of my inner circle, that's it.
She
very
also
easily
knows
turn
he's
on
a
her.
tool to help her.
Mm-hmm.
She's limited right now because at this point she's thinking the long game. Allison's not stupid, and she needs
She's
people on
finally
her
thinking
side.
long game, but she doesn't have enough. Right now she has dragons at her disposal and a couple
She's got
friends.
Vagar now. She's
Right.
got 3 dragons right now.
She
All
got- she
three of
got
her
3
kids got a dragon.
She got 3 dragons. I would say she has, a couple people within like the inner sanctum and whatnot. But man, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this plays out, like how the chips fall.
So
I think right now is Vagar the biggest because I think Vagar is bigger than Damon's dragon, correct?
Vagar's the biggest.
Yeah. Okay.
Vagar after
all
Balerion
time,
died. Vagar's the biggest.
I thought Draco
yeah.
Malfoy was gonna fly off of that dragon.
Yo, I was like, he's gonna die. And then I was like, oh shit.
Good Malfoy.
Bye,
Right.
Draco. Bye.
That's his name for the whole season. Like Draco.
Draco Malfoy.
Yep.
So do we
Draco
have
eye
any?
patch.
So do we have any Deadpool predictions for next week's episode? Who do we think is gonna die?
Corliss.
I
I've
can't
been
tell you.
calling
I
Corliss for a
I
while.
can't get involved in this
So,
convo.
Johnny, you got to
I've been
pick.
calling Corliss.
I'm gonna say the
What do you
king.
call him? I mean, the king. That's a given.
Nah.
Series is like
it's gonna happen next episode?
Viserys
I thought he was
is,
gonna die at
eight
the
or
first time
9.
jump. I was like, this motherfucker's still alive.
He's gonna
Like,
come
what
back
the
as the
hell?
Crypt Keeper next episode.
I would say episode 8 or 9.
What are we on? Are we on episode what? 5, 6? What was this episode?
Seven.
8. We're going
Going
to
to 8, right?
episode 8.
Yeah.
Going into
This
8.
Sunday,
Yo,
yeah.
does everybody
We'll
remember-
probably see it in 8 or 9.
does everybody remember Monty Python's The Black Knight? I know you do, Johnny. Where he just keeps losing limbs and
Oh,
limbs.
yeah,
That's the fucking king. That's
Nearly a flesh wound.
But a flesh wound, yes.
Both flesh wounds. Yes.
A flesh wound.
Your arm's
Really
off.
the
No, it
fucking
isn't.
queen.
That's so funny.
Also,
I just pictured it happening, and
that
I'm
whole exchange with him and Damon, where he was like,
I gotta send
"Oh,
it to you, bro.
time hasn't fared you well," and like that back and forth. It was like, damn.
The show's got a lot of good, sharp one-liners too. Like even when he's like, I lost an eye, but I gained a dragon." Like that's gangster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That kid,
Schwarzenegger would be
man.
proud.
He's dangerous.
Who else is dying?
I think some of those kids are gonna go. I think Rhaenyra and Daemon, they're just like, thanks, we don't need you anymore. Have a nice day. Ship you off.
Well,
like, they're gonna
Who,
push
her
them off a
3
cliff.
kids? No, she loves her kids.
She might not, but Daemon might. I don't know. He cares nothing for those girls, which is terrible.
I think he does care for them, but not as deeply as he would like to.
What if
Like
Rhaenyra?
that's the capacity that he has for them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But what if Rhaenyra gets pregnant with his child, which is what I'm assuming is going to happen? That's going to throw a whole wrench into the mix, right?
I hate Tone and fucking I hate y'all.
I know, look at him. So I'm right then.
They know.
I mean, it's a marriage in Westeros. What do you think is going to happen?
A wedding where someone dies?
Aside from that,
Yeah, right.
if no one's dying, then life is being made. Like that's kind of how it works in Westeros.
So then she's going to have a silver-haired baby who they're going to claim is now the new heir to the throne and skip all the other ones. And this is what I'm saying. Like now we have all these kids, and who's the fucking heir?
I mean, a lot of Damon's quest was for power from Jump Street, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether it be it from him or his offspring, right? I think that's kind of what he's leaning towards, and that's his end goal here. You know,
I will say this is that I would say not to focus so much on the children, and because the heirs in question are Rhaenyra and Aegon, and that's it.
Okay.
Like the kids are pawns in this whole to do, but
terrible.
But it's literally it's Rhaenyra and Aegon are like your two main heirs after Viserys dies.
Yeah,
Rhaenyra's
successor.
Like Aegon will have kids, and Rhaenyra has multiple kids, and like
all of them have kids of their own.
Yeah, it's
more or less, not all.
It's just like focus on really focus in all of your theories and your thinking and your crafting and where like a lot of the issues are going to be between Rhaenyra and Aegon. They already made mention of the Greens, so sides are being met. The parties are being made. So yeah, I would that's the hint I would give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bad.
I would stick. Yeah. I'm gonna go along with Tone on that one. Not say anything else.
Do we at least get like an epic dragon battle?
Ooh.
Listen,
I will say
there's a reason why we don't have that many dragons in Game of Thrones.
There is a very good reason. There is a very good reason.
No dragons in Game of Thrones.
I will tell you that the most epic one-on-one dragon fight will happen at the end of the show.
Yes,
with Rhaenyra and Aegon. Yes, I call it right here, people. You heard it.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
Happen. I'm good at predicting stuff.
Yeah.
I also write where I kill everybody. So I mean.
I mean, saying everyone is gonna die though, it's not a bad
accurate.
gamble here because you can get like a majority of it.
Yeah,
George R.R. Martin. So
really, it's picking who's gonna survive at the end. That's the real gamble.
I vote Aegon. Aegon the clueless.
Well,
Aegon the fapper.
Masturbator right in the fapper. That's it.
Yeah, Aegon the fapper.
Did anybody really expect Bran to end up where he did at the end of Game of Thrones?
No.
Right.
No.
But did George R.R. Martin write that?
George R.R. Martin did, but that's
no, he didn't. That's for sure.
So
apparently, I
believe he did. That was the intention.
That was one of the three things he told them.
Really?
Bran is king. Stannis burns his daughter. Yeah. That's happening. That's from George, and I know hold the door is from not how it happens, but like the origin of the name is from George.
That's too ingenious not to be from George.
I believe Arya was the intention to take out the Night King. That was probably one. I would think that was something that was the intention. He gave them big pizzas, and they did everything. They had to patch it all together, and they sped through it.
How does that jive with what Viserys Rhaenyra about that dagger?
Well, you got to think about it.
Think of the dagger as if the Targaryens were in power. They lost that. So Aegon, the fact that they're no longer in power, they couldn't keep the countries. What's the things in Westeros? The seven.
Kingdoms.
Whatever
Kingdoms.
the kingdoms.
Yeah.
Thank you. They couldn't keep the kingdoms together. They needed the kingdoms together for that prophecy to be what it needed to be. So change. Song of Ice and Fire was about Jon.
Also, like if you think about it too, the Civil War causes so much distress in the realm that like that model of passing this down and saying what our job is, it probably gets lost.
Yeah.
I was going to say though, but if the prophecy was that the Targaryens had to be in power in order to stop ice people, why was it not Jon? Because Jon is Targaryen, but Arya is not.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if Arya's killing the Night King is George. I honestly don't know.
Specifically
I didn't. I wasn't.
That the prophecy is about because she kills him with the dagger.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wanted Jon to fight the Night King. Jon needed to have one. Needed one battle. Instead, he just shanks his wife, and that's it. Or his girlfriend.
His wife.
You know.
God damn it.
It is true.
Show runners from hell.
The final
fired. They got what they deserved. Fired. They fired them all.
They did. They lost their Disney jobs.
Yeah. I mean, you yanked Star Wars away from them, right?
No, they're doing apparently on Netflix they are doing The Three Body Problem, which was a big science fiction book from China that got translated to English. It's super popular. They're leading that adaptation on Netflix.
Interesting. Because that's where their bread and butter is. Adaptations.
Mm-hmm. They don't know how to make their things on their own.
I'm cool
when
with them
doing adaptations. When you can't create, adapt.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Hopefully it's a finished story. As long as it's a finished story, they should be all right.
It's finished. It's 3 books, but it's like I think The Three Body Problem is like super dense science fiction, so it'll be interesting and see how they do it.
I heard that's one of those stories kind of like Akira where it's almost nigh impossible to adapt. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised. Because a lot of those stories are very hard to adapt, especially when it deals with like the body horror and all that with the elements.
Yeah.
Because like even in Japan when they did some of that stuff, they didn't have the budget for it. I mean, it's nuts. Like, I mean, they have the Netflix budget, but will they be able to actually capture the story and the fans? And we've known that a lot of these Netflix adaptations have not done very well.
Death Note.
Yes. Oh. Oh, we don't talk about Resident Evil here.
Is that a swear word?
They'll fuck it up early.
Exactly. Yep. They will.
I still have high hopes for the Last Airbender.
Oh,
I love.
Sure, I want to.
That's good though.
No, you know what's really good? The shit that's going on Paramount because we're getting those movies, the animated ones.
Wait. Netflix cannot do worse than what M. Night Shyamalan did for that movie.
I understand that. I understand that.
Last Airbender movie in Bossing Say.
There's such a low bar when it comes to Last. If you make something worse than the movie, then you need to get
But the cast looks so legit. Like looks like they did a great job with the casting. Exactly. Thank you. And I'm really hoping that it adapts well because hopefully.
And they pronounce the names right too this time. So they're going it's Soka.
I feel like Netflix has a lot riding on them by having these like very beloved properties they're trying to adapt, like, you know, for example, Last Airbender, and I know One Piece has a really big following, and they got that coming out soon too. And you know, Lord help them if they whiff both of those, you know.
Yeah, or like HBO has The Last of Us, and we've been debating.
That's right.
Where we think that's gonna go. It looks like they're gonna give us the first game.
Yeah,
not the
second
trailer.
one. The trailer, yeah, it's the first game because Joel's
I
there.
love that trailer. The Western music. You get the apocalypse. You get the zombies.
Did we see Lady Mormont?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The little girl.
Yes.
From Bear Island. I love that. I was like,
but the clickers, they look really good.
They're awesome.
Heck yeah.
I can't wait for that. So I have high hopes for that one. I was like, man, can I just like take their trailer and put Path of the Pale Rider over make that my trailer because it's so good. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, Edge Runner.
Cyberpunk Edge Runner is
Everybody's telling me I'm gonna watch Edge
You gotta
Runners.
watch it. Yeah,
Oh my god!
I'm
Okay.
boycotting because it's Seabass who suggested it.
No,
Well, if I suggested it,
apparently
I
it's universally
suggested to you,
acclaimed.
too.
yeah.
No, I
Wow.
know. It's until he watches C, I watch some Cyberpunk.
Wow.
This is the way that someone described it to me. They're like, it's really good if you can get through the first episode. The first like 30 seconds are so wild it'll give you a migraine. And I was like, I'm sold. I'm gonna go watch it and get a migraine. Like
the first 30 seconds sets up everything in that fucking world. I was like, holy
so
shit.
crazy. That first 30 seconds, you're just like, what the fuck did I just
man.
watch?
Alright,
You know
well,
what I mean? And then you're like,
watching that
okay,
on
I
my,
need to watch this. It's
I'm watching that shit on my train to New York.
I got burned by
Do
the
it.
game. I thought the game was bunk as fuck. So
Actually,
It was.
This,
It was.
this actually resurrected the game because after this came out, the game also 1 million people hit the servers for the game.
And then
Wow.
And then CD Projekt Red was like, "Oh, we're now releasing a sequel to this, and then a new trilogy for The Witcher because we might as well
I love
capitalize."
thanks for
Why
the money. Cha-ching.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so
Thanks
good.
for
It's
the
by the
fish.
same studio that did Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann. They did one of the episodes for the Star Wars anthology series, Studio Trigger, and it has that beautiful Studio Trigger animation. It's a big love for those who love the cyberpunk genre. And the characters are just awesome, where it's just really great storytelling.
Yeah.
And if
the
you're
writing
very
is
familiar,
A1.
if you're very familiar with Studio Trigger's storytelling, they give you pretty much two arcs in one season. So it gives you a good beginning, middle, end, and then another beginning, middle, and end to kind of bridge it all together for you. But you have a beginning of the series and an end, and it feels so complete with their storytelling.
So it's 2 story arcs in one season, or
If
is it concurrently happening?
It
It's
follows the
concurrent-
same characters for the most part, but
Okay.
there's an obvious like beginning, and then like there's a separation, like some gap of time, and then a continuation.
I'm gonna give you an example. Like if you've ever seen Gurren Lagann follows the main character as he's a young kid, and then the next half of the series is that it follows him as an adult and a leader of this group ready to take on their humanity's enemy. So it's like, and if you've seen like Kill la Kill, it does the same thing where it's like, you thought that these two were enemies, and spoiler alert, they end up finding out that their sisters and the real enemy was the mother, and that's the second half. So you have, it's kind of like a play.
No.
You have those it breaks it down like a play, and it's just Studio Trigger's animations give you that beginning, middle, and end, and it always gives you those great stories. And it's
what Steady said right now.
Yes, for 10 episodes.
Those are packed,
jam-packed.
Like, honestly, I'm surprised that you have such a rich story told so well in 10 episodes. Like, I think the
Disney,
only
please
thing
take
that
All right,
bothered me was just
all
how
right,
it
Law,
ended.
you sold me. I'll watch it. Damn it.
You will not be upset that you watched
No,
it. It's
not at all.
fabulous.
That's true. There was absolutely no filler. It really was like straight up main course, no appetizers, no, like it just gave you everything right there.
Oh, and the
then,
tracks
like,
are dope too.
Episode 1, you just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
There is no.
Let me ask: Is Cassian Andor in it?
Oh, are we on topic now?
Oh, look at that transition.
I love it.
I almost got
I was
whiplash
waiting
from
for
that.
Sebastian. He brought up Star Wars anthology, and I was like, "Oh, here's our transition."
We're
I
getting
was gonna
off
do it.
track. We're getting off track.
I know
Sorry.
it was so great, but yeah, we're gonna
Tiny
go.
things.
We're gonna get off our dragon and go on a ship in a galaxy far, far, far away onto this mighty planet called Andor. Well, is it Andor? I don't know. I forget the name.
No,
The
that's his
character's name's
name.
Andor. That's his name.
Character's name.
Cassian
Character's
Andor.
name. Anyway, we're talking about Andor. I'm messing it up right here. Yeah, Law just bounced out for that one. Let's
Enough
talk
of
about the bullshit of the guy. I'm gonna say this: every job has that one person who's a fucking brown nose that goes and fucks up everything. Let's be real, fucks up everything. We all know who we're talking about.
Steady's
one
tight.
security guard. I love you, Steady. I love you. Say I'll make sure not to send you any spiders. Anyway.
He could blame me. It's all right. He'll be all right.
No, let's talk about that one guy that messed up everything. When your section chief is telling you just leave it the fuck alone, listen to your section chief. Leave it the fuck alone. How did we feel about this brown noser?
My man tried to go for a career move and ended up losing his career.
He went into business.
He was
for
like,
himself,
"Mom,
as they say.
I'm home."
Yeah, and then she was like, "Slap."
Right, loser. That was funny.
Oh,
You talk about the most hated man probably in the Star Wars
that
galaxy right
effing
now.
guy.
He couldn't let it go.
Summed it up at the end of that where like the speeder blew up, and he was just standing there like.
Well,
like,
was that? It was also when it also
go.
felt like he was hiding in the other room too. Like he was just like it. You knew it started when he tried to talk to the rest of his squad, and it just sucked.
It sucked.
And like he got hyped up by the sergeant because the sergeant was just all about it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm making the right decision with this guy."
Right.
Yeah.
Listen,
and then he was like, "We're gonna go do a thing, and it's great."
There comes a time when doing the right thing is the wrong thing, and
when
this
the
is
wrong
this time.
thing is wrong instead of right, it's wrong.
And you will die for my nonsense.
They all died.
They're like, how
all
many? We need to get one guy. How many do we need? 12. Okay.
I know, and it cracked me up where they're like, "We're surrounded," and it's like, "There's 2 guys," and you blew yourself up. He crashed his own plane.
I think a little bit of that is the Disney Plus budget showing itself a little bit, right? If that was a feature film, I feel like it would have been like that much more of an epic scene, you know, or it would have been amplified a little bit more, you know.
But it's still even with a low budget, it still was pretty good on how fucking dysfunctional. He kind of reminded me of Gorman from Aliens a little bit because like Gorman gave that like he's like go by and then when the shit hit the fan, he just like froze.
Yeah,
he was like I'm the straight cadet, straight out of school. I got the promotion and all that. I'm gonna use you to get up there, and he just froze. Even like the guy who was like following like the commander, he's like, dude, get it fucking together. Like, yo, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Mommy.
It also, I mean, so far for what I feel in what we got 4 episodes so far, was it?
Yeah.
Right. I think that it's been giving initially was like a slow pace, but build up to knowing where we stand, right? And it kind of started to piece together by episode 4. So I'm glad they gave us those 3 episodes very early, as opposed to spacing that out week after week. I probably would have got annoyed.
I agree with you there. Actually, I can totally see why they did the 3-episode release. And whenever they do that, I know it's like it's always right off the bat. I think like, okay, like the first episode can't stand on its own, right? It's just not enough. And it's almost like an indicator or a red flag. It's like, you know, beware, dense story ahead. You know,
or backstory.
And sure enough, it was.
Right, we're getting all the backstory out of the way so we can get to the meat and the potatoes next week. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like they're telling the backstory of how, you know, he got separated from his sister as a kid from the planet because they've been sprinkling that in. His relationship with the various people on the planet, which again, I'm happy that we're getting something outside of Tatooine because every Star Wars show that we've had so far was like always on Tatooine.
I mean, I'm happy we saw Coruscant without the Jedi. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm actually really liking getting to see something that doesn't entail around the Jedi. So giving us more of this universe and what real people go through.
And the Sith, we haven't seen anybody who's related with this. It was just no one using the Force. It was just
we're not going. I don't think we are.
And what I love, I'm watching it, so like I'm enjoying it for what it is, but it's definitely like more for an older Star Wars fan because I was watching it with my son. He's just kind of like whatever about this.
Yeah.
And I'm watching. I'm like, you know, if I didn't know this was Star Wars, and like there were the little bit of iconography that you see, I mean, like this just seems like a space opera, a space science fiction, you know, Expanse type of show.
I was going to say The Expanse, or something like that. There's very few aliens. Like you said, very few iconography that screams Star Wars, and unless you like, so that's the other thing too is I haven't seen all the cartoons, so I know that there's like a lot of deep cuts. So like if you look in the background, there's artifacts and things like when he's going through the weapon room, and he's like, and this does this from this, and it's like, that's a tie back to something a deep cut from the canon.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
So
does
I'm
it take
not
place?
watching
'Cause I
Star
know
Wars.
it's before Rogue One,
5
obviously, but how
5
far
years before Rogue One.
Okay.
So
I
it's
need to
before
rewatch
the
that
fall of
scene
Andor.
we
I mean,
were just
before the
talking about,
Battle of
Johnny.
Yavin. Excuse me.
Was that Larry?
Yeah. So BBY before the
I want
Battle
to
of
watch that
Yavin.
scene again where he's walking through like he's like the antique dealer when he puts
Looks-
on the wig
looks
and he
unreal.
goes.
That
he
was
starts
very
talking about all
good.
that stuff. I was like,
His whole
I'm
vibe
sure I
ages.
missed
I love it.
Everything. I loved it. It was so good. And then you see what's the senator's name? Oh, fudge.
Mon Martha.
Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma, yeah.
How she's trying. You see her trying to piece together the rebellion, and she's still trying to stay under wraps. And it's like any second anything can unravel. They can't trust anyone. Can you imagine?
She couldn't trust her
What-
husband.
The husband, that was
husband,
really good.
her
You know that's
driver,
gonna blow up at some
everyone.
point soon.
Everything around you is going to blow up, and you're like seeing these early pieces of compared to where you get into A New Hope and the first trilogy, and you start to see where it leads to, where it came from, I should say, and you know where it leads to. But it was a very good way to dive into that perspective that I never really thought of.
This is where they get their initial funding. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You gotta
It's,
have that startup money.
It's cool
Any
to
business.
see like side characters from the old movies getting more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andor.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Andor, Mon Mothma, like all those characters, just kind of seeing them beyond their, few scenes that they spend in the actual films,
Another character that needed to get a boot in his ass was Tim Carlo.
Well, he got more
Who's
than
that?
a boot, so
That is the guy who was following his girl around, and I guess because he thought
Tim?
that yes,
Shot like the punk he is.
I wanted to punch him in his face. Oh,
they left him dead on the stairs.
You had
good for
to.
his dumbass.
You hate to see it, but it had to be done.
Sorry, Law.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hadn't seen it. Sorry, we just boiled that part out.
It's
He's
fine.
Not a main, he's not a main character. Don't worry about him.
You won't care.
You also have to realize it's the ADHD. I'm probably gonna forget that fact in like 20 minutes, anyways.
Yeah.
And then you're
When
gonna be
you go
like,
to sit down to actually
Tim
watch
died.
it, it's all gonna be fresh to you anyway.
Exactly.
He got laid by the first time with his homegirl and then dies the next day. So
Was it the first time?
I don't think it was that was
That's rough, buddy.
I don't think
it was the first time. I think they were already together, and she was just like, "Let me
You
get
know what I
some."
said, Sebastian. I was like, he went out with a
Yeah,
bang.
that effing guy. Hell yeah.
He went out with a bang.
He went out with a bang.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
He it was like, dude, just shut up, just be there. And then it's like, it's kind of like this. You see that the whole town, and they're saying that they're looking for this person. They're giving it a canary. And no one in the town is ratting anybody, and he was the one to do it, which told you a lot about his character. I was like,
They all really work together. When the Empire comes in and they're like watching everything, they're like, "Yo!" So they start doing this like to taunt them, and it was very interesting to see how, in their own way, they were rebelling, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. And they tied the construction piece to their ship, so we went to fly away and they crashed. It's like they're taunting them with their drumming, and then like Aunt Petunia was like, "Just wait until it stops." And they're like, "What happens when it stops?" And she's like,
"Yep." That was so good.
So all the drumming reminded me of Ewoks for some reason. Like I felt like that parallel.
"What's the blow darts?" I was like, "Ooh, we got Ewoks."
Are we ever gonna get Ewoks again? Because I kind of like them. And like,
I'm sure we will.
I feel like they're like, yeah, I got them once, never again.
They're in the Lego Star Wars Summer Special. You can watch them there.
We did standalone
not.
movies, didn't we? Yeah, we got two standalone
we
movies.
got two standalone movies, but
They are
I don't know. Yeah, those are Johnny. Go ahead.
They were
I was just saying,
terrible.
the two old TV movies, right?
Yeah,
And they
From back in the
sucked,
day.
but they happened. Warwick Davis is still alive. I mean, at least we're getting a Willow.
Yeah, we're about to get a dope ass Willow show.
I'm excited for that.
God,
that looks
it's gonna be
amazing.
so good.
I want to go back and watch the first one with my kids, but then I realized
Yeah.
they'll probably be scared.
Yeah, when they all turn into pigs.
They all turn to pigs or like the dragons that are eating people.
trying to remember
before
how
the
old I
dragons
was
hatch,
when I
that thing
saw
where
it.
it's like the egg and it's like spouting things and they like kick it.
I
feel like I
don't
might have been,
remember.
like,
I don't remember. It's been
7
a
or 8.
long time.
I've watched it a lot when I was younger, but I have to go back and see it. I
It's
remember
been a while for myself.
Mother
as
Van
well.
Gordium and him doing the
Mardigan.
spell and it was and the little pixie guys and I remember
Was
like
they're coming
Dragon
back?
they're coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Cool.
the funniest guys.
Val
We still, my
Kilmer was the
siblings and I,
worst.
we still quote
Man,
them.
Mardigan.
Mad
Mad
Mardigan.
She's not a woman. Guy with the hair.
I have to go back
Bart.
and watch. I'm totally gonna watch Willow this weekend.
Oh,
Oh.
such a good movie.
It
To
is.
circle back around on Andor, though, one thing I want to bring up and
Sorry.
mention. No worries. I
That's the
wanted
title
to
of the
say
show's
how
about.
cinematically, the way it's shot, there's so many awesome sequences when they're doing their like time jumps back and forth, where it'll end on a really nice close up of Andor as a kid, and then you'll pick up on a close up of him as an adult. And they did that transition a bunch of times with the older woman who saved him, where it was the younger version of her looking at him, and then the older version when she was being interrogated. Like it just jumped back and forth really well. I thought that was really cool.
His visual of watching her shoot him off of Canary, and then now he's leaving this planet with the guy. It was just, it's very, very visually good. That is definitely something I will say. It's good. The way they're doing this show.
I mean by Aunt Petunia,
very
right?
interested. Of course.
Okay, just checking. No one is to know. It was like it's Aunt Petunia.
Harry Potter. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, we had Draco Malfoy in Game of Thrones. We got Aunt Petunia for the real Aunt Petunia.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember her from Killing Eve. She's in Killing Eve. I think,
She's
right?
in Killing Eve too.
Yeah.
In there. She plays what was it?
No.
There will be an episode.
We will get some coverage on it. We'll have a whole anime episode because I want to talk about that and Overlord. Ooh, Overlord was so good this season. But no, what was it? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, going back to the slave shot.
Honestly,
When are
I
we gonna
like
get more
Overlord,
Attack
but
on
like
Titan? Let's go.
it's not up
coming
there
out- I think
where it
comes
is for
back
Seabass.
in
Right.
February. I think we
The
get
final
Attack on Titan.
season, part
Final
3.
5.
And then they're gonna be like, we got final season part 4. I'm like,
Don't do that. They better not.
It's the final season.
Listen,
Yeah. How many
Bleach-
times did Attack on Titan?
Bleach, 1,000-year Blood War coming out like in
That
a
I'm
couple
excited
days?
for.
Bro.
That I'm excited. I'm totally watching 1,000 Year Blood War. I read that
coming to
chapter.
Hulu
So good.
and Disney Plus outside the country.
What?
What?
What do you say?
I
If
think-
it-
I
if
think
it-
it's about,
I stopped watching
Attack on
if
Titan.
for the
Oh,
Attack on Titan.
it's like I
And
tell you,
then
if it takes
Overlord has
forever.
all battle 10 off the bat.
Okay.
Are you
Oh,
guys?
but-
What do you guys think about that new D&D movie?
I want to
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
watch
I'm
it.
excited
in.
to see that.
I'm
That
excited.
looks
I
fun.
want to watch it, but I don't have any expectations.
Yeah,
That's the
I
way-
don't
that-
either.
That's
I'm with
a
you.
movie you go into with no expectations,
Right.
and just have fun.
I feel like they
Titan's
took
the bard,
literally
by
the
the way.
Guardians of the Galaxy formula and applied it
Ah.
to like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
You
I
want to
can
know
see
what?
that
This is-
100%.
This is how I'm hoping they wrote the script. Is that there was no script written. They just had a DM there, and that they just wrote it and had them rolling the dice and doing shit. And they're like, "That's your script. There we go."
Listen, you know what's going to happen? Once that movie comes out and they're all going on their press tours, they're all going to go on Critical Role, and Matt Mercer's going to DM for them, and they're going to videotape it. That's what's going to happen.
More than likely.
That probably already happened. It's probably
I'm gonna
recorded, and that's
pretend
how
I
they wrote the script.
understood that sentence.
That's a special feature on the
lost.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
It's either Matt Mercer or Tom Maglia who did it.
Chris Pratt is totally involved.
Oh, Pong, you should
fine.
see.
We're
Pong,
waiting
you
for a
should see.
Super Mario trailer.
Yeah.
Pong, you should see our new YouTube short. You'll like it.
it had Chris Pratt in it.
It has me
Just
doing
kidding.
the dance off.
I need to
love
watch
it.
this. I haven't seen it.
I have no idea what he's referring to.
YouTube shorts.
As long
guys,
as he
get
gets
to
hit by a car at the end, that's all that matters.
Listen, I can't. So I mean, with Andor, it's beautifully filmed. I love the fact that we're getting to explore more aspects of the Star Wars universe, different planets. I mean, we got to see some of that in Obi-Wan, but I feel like we got getting more of that with this. Like again, the mining
12
planet.
episodes.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's like we're getting to see more. And it's like again, we got to see Republic City after like since what was it? The prequel trilogy, and it just looks like a metropolis, like Manhattan on top of Manhattan, building on top of building. It's just, it's the whole difference you see from when you're on like the mining planet to here, and then the colors. That's another thing I feel like that plays into to make that those worlds feel real, because you have like these greens and these tones playing on the mining planet, and then when you go into the Republic City, there's like, you know, it's like you have like these cream and grayish colors, which, like, you know, you feel like you're transporting all these whites that play out there.
No, I agree with you.
Silence. What the heck happened? We're all like
the landscape that it must have been Ireland. I'm not too sure where they shot, but it's just absolutely beautiful. It definitely catches the eye. And I actually did a quick look, and it looks like there's 12 episodes this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of breathing room for this story.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Do we know if it's getting multiple seasons or it's just leading up to how he gets involved, to leading up to Rogue One?
It might lead up to us.
I think we're getting about. I thought we were getting about 2 seasons. No, I hope it's not just one.
To be fair, Steady, I haven't watched the episode, so I have nothing to comment on what he said.
Well, Cyberpunk has a lot of color, Steady.
We're not going that way. We're not going that way. Stay on track. Stay on track.
Stay on target.
What else? What else we got for Andor, guys? The last episode, I think we started seeing them plan their heist.
Yep.
Now we're going to see them try to like play it up, actually complete it. So I'm interested to see if they do it successfully. If it gets any mistakes.
Die.
Someone always dies.
I hope someone dies.
I vote it's the kid. The kid that's very, like, you know.
Who's positive?
Yeah. Arlie left because I would do the same.
I mean, I like
do you like this kid?
We're getting
that's why we don't trust you, Laurie.
Of the Empire. Like I like that aspect of it, that we're getting like their intelligence, and you see more inner workings. It's not just random dudes and, you know, Union members on Star Destroyers and the Death Star.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that intelligence lady is gonna cause a problem for sure.
Oh yeah,
the blonde lady, she's gonna be integral.
But she's gonna climb the corporate ladder the correct way, unlike the first guy.
They're like, right, fired. I love how they talk down to each other too. Thank you. You have ruined all your corporate status. The Empire's taking over. Have a nice day. Like,
oh, he calls a lot. Yeah, they're like, not even the shopkeeper's gonna help you, bro. Look, yo, when I said that this was just,
I think he's gonna be a bigger problem down the road, though. He's gonna find ways to try to redeem himself and try to find a way back in. I don't think this is the last we see of him.
No, I think
sides.
I think he could either switch sides, or because this other girl is trying to get up on the ladder, she could possibly use him if like she figure out you know, his connection with investigating Cassian Andor.
He's seen his face.
Yeah.
Right. And he also spared his life.
Sorry.
Cassian saved his life, spared it, because the other guy was like, kill him. He's like, oh no, I'll kill him. He's like, whatever. So Cassian was obviously didn't kill him. So he has a favor outstanding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, these could be seeds again. Like I said, it's like where the rebellion's being built. He could be someone that becomes, you know, part of like recruiting people for it. And again, this is just it's very interesting.
Ties to the rebellion. I think he has more to prove to himself.
Yeah.
And I think it's more about he will probably be a bigger part on the opposite side, on the Empire side.
Yes. Again, he could play either way. He's just he looks like he was ready to snap too.
Yeah.
Well, if we even think it's not just, you know, the origin story for Cassian, but it's also the you know, kind of the origin of the rebels, right?
Yeah.
So
because right now they're just pockets.
There's got to be some flip flop sides or some departed business going on, right? Where, you know, the good guy ends up on the bad guy side and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too is it's going to be interesting how so they're doing this heist, and how interesting that these plans that they're looking to pick up, and these are not plans, these are more of like tracking payment records. And what does that have to do with the overall story? in that. Like,
I thought they were stealing the money.
I know there was money that was stealing too, but it's like it's payroll records that they're looking to steal, and I'm like, it's going to be interesting. Like, what does that lead into?
That.
Yeah, like, is this going to be used as something to try to get more people onto their side, showing that, you know, maybe like the records are showing like money's being like used improperly, or showing like what's going on? Because we're getting shades of the Empire going into places, and like she even said, like, you know, why are you, to her husband, why are you you know, supporting people, invite them over who are cutting my shipping routes, and these plants are now not getting any food because they're going against my policies and everything. They need catch app.
Like, they couldn't have got a better guy to make this show. I mean, look at him. He directed Michael Clayton, and he's a producer in House of Cards. Like, you know, could you have picked a better guy to go like, okay, we're gonna do a space political thriller. Buckle up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
With the heist. We're gonna throw a heist in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah. Big shout out to Tony Gilroy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Tony Gilroy. I have heard that name before, and I looked him up. I was like, I like it.
Yeah, this guy's
That's where
serious
we're
business.
going. That's where we're going, people.
So, any predictions that you guys are? What are your guys' final thoughts on that show on Andor? Is there anything else that we might have missed? Because there's a lot that
Rogue One.
That we know that.
That's my prediction.
Wait, what? It leads to Rogue One. And
Remember, Law has not seen any of it, so that's a great.
You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie.
At the end of the day, when no matter what he does, he dies via Death Star.
Yeah.
Yep. But he sparks a new hope.
That's true.
I wonder, does he find his sister?
Now you like shows with heists. I gotta recommend. Nope, I don't want to hear it.
Val doesn't take recommendations.
I think I know his recommendation.
It's gonna be from Seabass. I thought that's what the rule was.
Right. I don't take recommendations from Seabass.
I feel like
most show recommendations from Seabass just get a hard pass sometimes.
Come on, we gotta do bad horror movies. Johnny was there for it too. He knows we gotta do it.
Do bad horror movies.
It's fun. They're popcorn flicks.
Absolutely.
It's fun to make fun of them.
Do you know how valuable time is?
I do. I'm with you.
Right, thanks, Laurie.
It's valuable time when you spend it with friends watching bad horror movies.
But you go out of your way to do this by yourself. Like, Tony isn't even involved. He's like 10 minutes away from you. Like, you're just like, I'm just gonna crack a beer, watch this bad anime or bad show, and we're just like, but why? There was so much good stuff on this weekend.
And won't bother to make the time to watch the good stuff. This
Like
is the thing
bad
that
stuff's
makes
so much
me
fun
angry.
when you're doing it with
Like
friends,
C.
right?
Love good bad horror movies. Love bad horror movies.
Who wants to watch Rawhide Rex on their own, right? You gotta watch it with friends.
I wish I got to watch it with friends so that we can
It's
all
actually
enjoy that urination scene together. But,
I don't even hear anymore. Nope, I'm out. Can I tell
golden
you guys
shower on
something?
the priest.
Yo,
I went to
Steady,
see
if
Smile.
you're down, I'm down.
How was
I
Smile?
went to see Smile on Sunday by myself.
Yeah.
And I went in a theater that was like not very full, and I had the entire row, and the 2 rows in front of me were empty. So I felt like I was in the goddamn theater by myself during this jump scare movie.
See, I scream. I'm a screamer. So then everybody looks at me every time. I'm like, I can't do it.
screamed
I get
once.
so mad.
Like, and I'm not
putting on a
usually
movie. We're
phased
watching
by
a movie.
scary
Was it
movies.
good? Was it because I mean they did the viral thing where they were at the baseball game and they were just like all those.
Yo, that's
If you
why I
want
want
to
to
talk
see
about
it.
a movie that was shot in a very cinematic way, this movie was fantastic. The guy would like take the camera and then drone scene, it would be like turn it upside down. He had smiles everywhere in every scene. So like on a coffee mug, one of the characters worked at a hospital, so they had like the chart, the pain chart, where it's like where 10 is the worst, but like at 0 there's the smiley face, and that's even scarier. She had earrings in that were half moons. They look like a smile. They would do aerial shots where a red car would make like a U-turn and it's a smile. I mean, like it was everywhere. He shot everything very claustrophobic, very close. There was like moments where it was really loud, and then there was moments where it was so quiet you could hear her like swallow, and very, very nerve-wracking. And it's like, even when you knew a jump scare was coming, it still scared the shit out of you.
That's great tension building.
It was great. It was great. Go see it.
So
nice.
November 1st is a Tuesday.
Okay.
So we can technically do our Halloween episode then, or on the 25th, which is the last Tuesday of this month. I'm just saying that we can pick a movie together that's probably going to be good, and we can enjoy it.
We'll pick in the green room.
The concern is that we still have She-Hulk, Andor, House of Dragon, Rings of Power. There is also we have a lot of content coming up for us to make time to watch trash horror movies.
Yeah.
What if we watch a good one like Smile? If we watch a good one like
I don't
Smile,
mind that, but the problem is still our content, whether or not we can squeeze it in.
Next week, though, we do have She-Hulk and House of Dragons, and Pong and Sam Vera will be joining us next week.
Cool.
To talk She-Hulk and House of Dragons.
When Sam Vera is on your show, your conversation tends to be about poop.
That's
even after he leaves. Like we
wow,
did.
Steady. Hold on, Steady. I am never a Debbie Downer.
Oh,
that is so mean.
Yo, where's my?
Yo,
do
you're
I have
putting
a
in a
Steady
battle
versus
mode. You better
Thur?
watch out.
Do I have a Steady versus?
We're gonna have to have Steady on as a guest one day.
He's
plug his Twitch channel.
First of all, me and Steady have been fighting for every time he's on. I don't understand.
Al's gonna slap him through the screen.
Yeah, he stay bothering me. I don't know what it is.
But no, guys, I want to thank Johnny coming on. Guys, for those who don't know, Johnny is the creator of Sartana. He is on the Indie podcast, the Indie Comics Relay podcast. Make sure to check him out. He's also the creator of Surrounded by Death and The Pond. And we have Laurie Calcaterra on, who is also promoting her second Kickstarter for Path of the Pale Rider. If you don't know about that, please go back and watch this episode on demand. Look at the awesome video that she created. We did we had fun with it earlier. If you guys are joining us now, it was a 5-minute nice little side movie that was pretty dope that she put together as an advertisement for her comic. Go ahead, support the Kickstarter, get her to her stretch goals too for Path of the Pale Rider. Again, guys, we thank you guys for coming on as always. You know, the door.
Thank you for having me. Greatly
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you for having me on too. I always love coming
Always a
on this show.
pleasure.
This is one of my favorite. It's like I feel like you guys are fam.
We love you
Yay.
guys. We
Love,
honestly love you
yay.
guys.
You like my
It's
shirt?
like- it's like
my
Christmas when you guys
flatline
come.
Path of the Pale Rider shirt.
That's awesome. Is that part
Hold
of the
on.
Kickstarter? Wait,
Well,
is that one
we gotta-
being
This one is a custom that I did for myself.
That's dope. I didn't even know
That's
that's
dope.
what it was.
A disc, and it's of course it's red because you're dead, and then the flat line. So
It's no heartbeat. I see. I
I
see.
did
That's
T-shirts
awesome.
similar to this for the first campaign. We had you could be Team Green or Team Red, so you could be alive or undead. So I have
Cool.
green ones with the actual like heartbeat that go across. So
I'm
undead's-
not
the
surviving
undead's
the zombie
one.
apocalypse. I'm dead. There we go.
go, Sebastian, go get the choose your own adventure book, please.
I'm dead in like 5 minutes. That's it. Because that was me in Oregon Trail. Like, you have dysentery.
Damn, I
died from
just
breaking your
started.
Like, I just put on the game and I died.
I think there is a way to die on the second page. So if you manage to die on the second page, congratulations, you got the quick death.
You know,
Nice.
if the zombie apocalypse really were to break out, I know that a select few would probably head to New York, head to Twins Pub on the 9th, barricade the doors, and then just drink until the end of time.
Shaun of the Dead? What?
There you go.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's
Right?
gonna be Good Friday. Yo,
Yeah. This Friday is gonna be like real life Shaun of the Dead.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Oh man! I can't wait to break bread and drink beer this Friday with everyone at Creator Opticon this Friday. Make sure you guys are there at Twins Pub near Comic Con. So this has been another episode of Nerds Around. It's your boy Sebastian.
It's your boy Law.
Your boy Tone from across the hall.
And
With
of course,
last but not least,
Vmac. See you guys next week. She-Hulk and House of the Dragon.
Whole lot of She-Hulk.
And everybody stay
a
around for
lot of She-Hulk to catch up on.
everybody stay around for the green room, playing that beautiful green music, beam music in 3, 2,